In this section, we're going to take an existing Google Analytics account and we are going to create a Google Analytics 4 account. So here I am in sample account, and I already have just this practice website. So what we're going to do now is go right to the Google Analytics 4 Setup Assistant, and we're not connected, which is fine. And let's go to Get Started. Now, obviously this site does not exist. And so sometimes you're going to see, if you have existing site tags, then you can use them for Google Analytics 4. But in general, you're not going to be able to do that. So you're going to come here and just know that when you see this, you're going to have to install the new tags, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to create a property. We're going to get the basic settings going and turn on enhanced measurement. So let's go ahead and create the property. So now if we click go to our GA4 property, it's going us into Setup Assistant. So it's kind of strange because this is the GA4 Setup Assistant, but over here, we're actually within, it's a little strange. So here's GA4, and then you're in a Setup Assistant, which is deeper within GA4. And if you open the property, you're back to this Setup Assistant. That's kind of confusing, but in any case, you can get there however you want to go. It's all the same. So you can notice it created this practice website GA4 property for us, which is kind of neat. And we can come back here, and now if you look, we've got our UA and we've got our GA4. So Setup Assistant, so let's come over here to Setup Assistant and see what it wants us to do. So we have to add the tag. We have to then set up the property and maybe link some Google ads. So let's go now next to the property settings. So property settings, practice website GA4, you can change it whatever you want to change it to, add your category and your time. And here is $. I love that this is so high up in the process, your currency, because it says to me that Google really is more about, instead of having Google Analytics that talks about, collecting data and visitor information, it's what can we do to really shift this for e-commerce, which I think this was what it feels like. But either way, it is what it is. And note that in the past, when we had our tracking ID, the property ID is what we're going to be using later on. Let's come to property access management. And of course, that's just the usual stuff. We can add users and groups, and there's a bunch of new roles and restrictions that you can look at on your own time. Now, data streams. So a data stream, it's going to automatically make a data stream for you. So if you want to add a stream, you don't need to here, but web is what you'd want. So over here, we've got a web data stream, and you could sort and say, oh, just show me my web streams or but there you go, data streams. And under data streams, it gives you all the information about your data stream. Next, data settings. So under data settings, data collection, let's click with our Get Started, just go through all of this, activate Google Signals, activate, excellent. And then let's go to make sure that's enabled. Obviously, you can go through these yourself and see what you want to enable and what you don't want to enable, but certainly up to you. Data collection acknowledgement, I acknowledge. Here we go. Under data retention, now, the most you can save here is 14 months, which is really strange because in analytics, they kept it forever. But what you can do is add BigQuery for free as long as you're under something like, unless you're having a ridiculous amount of data, but BigQuery can save the data for you for free. And that's something we can talk about at a later time. Let's save that. Now, data filters. So filters are not what we thought they used to be. In the past, we used filters for like host names and things like that. And that is a little bit different here. So we're going to leave those filters for now. We don't need data import. Reporting identity, you can leave as blended. Attribution, you can leave as it is. And so there you have now the basic setup done for Google Analytics 4.